So, there's this new gacha game coming out called Wuthering Waves, and it's kind of piqued my interest. I've seen a lot of people talking about it. Only problem is, when it comes to this game, I know nothing. Literally nothing about this game. It comes out in a week. I'm kind of eager to see what it's all about. So I need to brush up on my knowledge like ASAP before it comes out. Because hey, if I don't know anything about the game, how am I meant to enjoy it? So we're going to try and have a look, see what happens here. I'm sure it won't be too bad. I'm sure I'll be able to figure out what's going on with this game relatively quickly. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Let's just get on to it. That's loud. Jesus Christ.
While some developers chase after the live service trends in hopes of finding success, another market sees continued interest, the Genshin Impact clones.
Okay, so first things first, I just want to put this out here, immediately. I played Genshin Impact when it first came out, and I stopped playing it in like 2 months, or whatever. I got D-Look, stopped playing afterwards. It never interested me, so I'm hoping that this is what I was hoping for from a game like Genshin. So let's continue.
Tower of Fantasy hasn't really made a dent in the market, and Bandai Namco's Blue Protocol is due for a worldwide release.
You're just saying things right now. You're absolutely just saying things.
The developer is better known for punishing Grey Raven, an action hack-and-slash experience with deep combat, an intriguing sci-fi setting, and an incredible soundtrack with
Okay, so hack and slash games, they're kind of my thing, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a very big Dynasty Warriors guy. I don't think I've played Dynasty Warriors in like God knows how long. Very big into it. I think I still have Dynasty Warriors 5 for the PS2 or something, just chilling. But yeah, no, hack and slash, when done right, is absolutely up my street.
Here are 15 things you should know before jumping in. Story.
Do I want to know the story before? Do I? Well, I want to know what leads into it, but okay. Right,
more on the darker side. It takes place after a post-apocalyptic event wrought by the Lament, leading to many deaths. Those who remained eventually rallied behind combatants known as Resonators, though the Lament's influence remains. Throughout this, the player controls the amnesiac Rover, who seemingly has no memories of their life or the world. They thus team with the Resonators to find out more, though the plot thickens when it's discovered the Rover can absorb the echoes of different enemies.
So again, I think the big thing with stuff like this, and something that I'm just gonna have to learn when I play the game, there's just a lot of jargon. It's just a lot of like, they're saying words, just like echoes and whatnot, and I'm just there like, Like, don't get me wrong, I'm fine with people using the terminology from the game and all of that, but hey, I'm here to try and learn what the game's about, and you know, I just want to know what this stuff is. But maybe they'll go into it, I don't know.
Setting is Solaris 3, where the Sentinels maintain order while serving as record keepers. There are multiple nations and cities to explore, like the Huanglong with its outer and inner districts, but you also venture through a vast world of extensive plains, mountains, and more.
So, okay. I mean, setting, it kind of does something for me. You know, like Star Rail. I really like the settings for Star Rail, but as far as settings go, as long as they're good, I mean, I'm not really gonna stop playing a game because one world isn't great.
Traversal and exploration. The major difference is in how you explore Solaris 3. Genshin Impact provides a glider and the usual sprinting through open terrain, and Wuthering Waves is no different. However, you can also automatically clamber across small hurdles, use a grapple reminiscent of the wire bug from Monster Hunter Rise, and even wall run. This massively opens up the exploration, and there are challenges to test your mastery over the traversal.
Okay, so style and substance for the traveling. Okay, alright. Pretty basic stuff, I guess.
Rover and Resonators. The Rover is the player character with the option for a male or female protagonist, based on the second closed beta test held in March. It's the Resonators that determine the potency of your party, earned from completing in-game tasks and rolling on their respective character banners.
There we go. we will see when it comes to the characters, because I have a mentality going into this game of I am not going to pull because somebody says a character's good. I'm just going to pull because the character is a character I enjoy.
Fortes and Resonance Chains. Along with different abilities, each character has a skill tree known as fortes, which levels up their default kit. There are also resonance chains, passives, which become available after pulling for duplicates of the same resonator.
Okay, so traces and eidolons. Okay, alright, yeah.
Combat. Arguably the most appealing part of.
Okay, so we completely skip the quest stuff because it's just simple stuff that I'll learn when I actually end up playing the game. But combat is something that I want to look at a little bit. Hopefully this is quite a long bit.
Wuthering Waves, the combat is fairly deep. You can execute basic, heavy, and plunging attacks like Genshin Impact. Resonance skill is your skill, while Resonance Liberation is like a character's ultimate or elemental burst, either dealing massive damage or providing benefits for the entire team. You only control one character at a time, but can still switch between them.
Again, so I feel like a lot of this stuff, it's good to know, but I feel like combat is something that, like, I just need a bit of a rundown, but it's mostly stuff I'll learn whilst playing the game.
But that's not all. The resonance circuits above a character's health bar also fills with attacks and can provide different benefits when consumed, like enhancing skills and attacks. Also, depending on the elements used in a concerto skill, you can activate effects like Ensemble for increased normal and heavy attack damage for a period, or Sustenance, which slows time around the player and restores concerto energy. Long story short, there's a lot, and it provides a higher skill floor and ceiling than your typical free-to-play action RPG.
Again, so like, you know, it's something that can be brought up, but until I actually get to play it, I will not know anything about this combat system, really. But hey, it's something worth, you know, looking at.
Weapons. Also akin to Genshin, you have multiple weapon types, namely gauntlets, pistols, rectifiers, broad blades, and swords, each with different rarities that determine their base stats and perks. You can't equip just any weapon on a resonator, and much like the characters, they can be leveled up and ascend for greater benefits. Interestingly, Kurio games offer the option to select your weapon when polling for it during the closed beta, narrowing down the RNG. Whether that makes it into the final game remains to be seen, but it's a nice option.
So, they're saying you can pick the weapon, potentially, which would actually be quite useful, because I wouldn't want to be summoning for a weapon that I'm just never going to use, because I don't have the character that the weapon works with. You know? We'll see. They said they don't know if it will make it in, but it's definitely an interesting thing to keep an eye on.
Boss fights. Like with Punishing Grey Raven, the boss fights in Wuthering Waves are a highlight. Outside of sporting extensive combos and movement abilities, they also look cool and serve as the perfect...
Okay, this tortoise looks sick, alright? I'm just gonna say it now. This tortoise is my guy, alright?
Test of one's combat prowess. Story bosses are a given, but you'll also discover various world bosses to fight, motivating you to go out and explore, especially when you can collect echoes. Upon defeating bosses and even regular enemies, you can unlock...
Oh, okay. They're actually discussing echoes. Okay, that's actually very nice. Alright, sweet.
Echoes. These have their rarities and stats from main to substats directly affecting your character. The difference is that you can use these echoes in different ways, whether it's summoning the enemy to help out in battle or becoming a boss for a brief period and unleashing attacks. With tons of echoes and no restrictions on farming them, there's a Pokemon-like collection element to the system.
Pokemon-like collection element, eh? I'm in. I'm in. If that's all I do on this game, so be it. We're gonna do it.
And it weaves into the regular combat to allow for some ridiculous combos. Echo sets.
Oh?
If that weren't enough, you can also equip echoes of the same set to unlock set bonuses. A 2-piece Freezing Frost echo set will increase Glacio damage by 10%, but equipping 5 pieces allows for stacking Glacio damage by 10% up to 3 with each basic or heavy attack.
So, you're gonna have to help me out here, genuinely. Echoes. Kind of like the relics of Star Rail. Like, is this the relic system for Wuthering Waves? Because if so, that's sick. The fact that we've got Pokemon-style things for the relics. So it actually gives you a reason to grind stuff. That's actually kind of heat.
Endgame activities.
Oh, endgame, alright.
Wuthering Waves endgame can be summed up in 3 activities: Tactical Hologram, Tower of Adversity, and Depths of Elusive Realm. Tactical Hologram provides boss challenges with multiple difficulty levels that provide echo materials, though they're one time only.
one time only, and I still probably won't be able to beat half of them. I'm just gonna keep it real. I will try my damnedest to beat as much of the end game as possible, but I'm usually not good at this kind of stuff.
Tower of Adversity is akin to Genshin Impact's Spiral Abyss with 3 zones: Stable, Experimental, and Hazard, each possessing multiple stages and increasing in difficulty.
See, I don't know, I think I might have done Spiral Abyss in passing on Genshin. I really didn't even play it for that long, so I don't even know if I actually did Spiral Abyss or not. But definitely, you know, as long as it's fun, I don't care what the end game looks like, you know, in reality, because the end game, I'm going to assume is post-game. I guess people call it end game content instead of post-game content because it's still more game, you know, updates and all that. But as long as the end game is good, and as long as it's fun to play, then I have no issues with whatever it is, or whatever it looks like.
Based on your performance, you'll earn crests that determine your rewards. Finally, you have Depth of Elusive Realm, a roguelike mode similar to the simulated universe from Honkai Star Rail.
Hey, there we go. Alright, Sim Universe. I'll keep it real. I don't really play Simulated Universe all that much on Star Rail. I literally play it maybe twice a week just to get the rewards. And then I call it a day for most times, unless I'm grinding the ornament sets. That's really it. But hey, if it's cool, I guess we'll hear about it in a second. I'm sure it'll be fun.
Select a character, progress through areas, battle enemies, obtain random buffs, and defeat the boss at the end for rewards.
Okay, yeah.
How often it's updated and whether there will be new experiences within is still unknown. Co-op. Co-op is also supported, allowing players to team up together, but there are restrictions when questing, the endgame, and even stuff like opening chests. You can farm echoes from a friend's world in pursuit of that perfect drop, but based on the closed betas, more needs to be done for co-op. Whether that means dedicated content.
See, I'm not really going to touch co-op, so it is what it is. I don't really mind whatever co-op looks like, so I'm probably just going to play this on my own anyway. Because why not? Experience it on your own. Have fun with it. Hey, if there ever comes a time to play co-op, maybe then I'll care. But for the people who do, if they say that there's more that needs to be done, again, I don't know if Gaming Bolt is reputable. People tell me, you know.
PC requirements.
Thankfully, yes.
The requirements for playing Wuthering Waves on PC are not too heavy.
I should be okay. But if we're not, it's been real. Honestly, I will just find a way to play the game. Simple as, you know. I should be more than okay with the PC I have, but you never know. You never know. So what did I learn about the game in reality? Well, it's a lot. From that initial 9 minutes, it's a lot, but it's not as complicated as it sounds. I really want to delve into the characters, definitely, at some point, which will probably be coming quite soon, I reckon, because the characters obviously make or break a gacha game. It really all depends on who I want to go for, who I want to pull for, and all of that stuff, and who I'm going to be playing straight away, as soon as I can get them. But yeah, that's it.